You feel the pulse in your groin the moment your phone buzzes with her picture. You feel it when the text reads sweet but undercover. You feel it in your chest before the click. It's hunger, pure, primal, raw, and you let it roll. Freud said the libido isn't just sex. It's the driving energy of your will, the power behind creation, but also the lever to destruction if untamed. It's your engine, built for mastery, not chaos. Right now, yours is on full throttle. You chase pleasure in the suburbs, in DMS, in what feels easy. No pause, no principle, just impulse followed by regret. Pleasure is your autopilot, and consequence is your crash. Freud called that the id unbound, a puppy chasing snacks without understanding why it eats till it chokes. You let the instinct lead, then wonder why the rest of your life trembles in the wake. Because sexual energy is floodwater. It carves canyons in your will if you don't dam it. Mastery isn't denial, it's sovereignty. It means feeling the spark and choosing your fire. It means deciding what lights you up and what burns you down. It means saying no to the quick hit so you can build something bigger. You weren't born to be a slave to your hormones. You were born to rule them, to direct that energy into creation, your mission, your craft, your legacy. But instead, you let it leak. You let it out before it forms anything. And then you call yourself human. But humans build, humans master, humans rise. Animals just react. It's time you stopped reacting. You tell yourself it's just release, just tension leaving your body, just something you need. But you don't feel clearer afterward. You don't feel more alive. You feel foggy, empty, more tired than before. And yet, you do it again. You scroll, you fantasize, you give in to the trigger, because it's easy, because it's fast, because it lets you forget. But what are you forgetting? You're forgetting who you are when you don't bow to impulse. You're forgetting what it feels like to hold power instead of spend it. You're forgetting what Freud warned you about, that libido is the root energy of life, not just lust. And if you keep wasting it, everything else starts fading too. Your focus, blurry, your drive, dull, your edge, gone. You start accepting comfort as purpose. You start confusing peace with sedation. And your fire, the very core of your masculine energy, starts flickering like a dying match in a wet room. You keep trying to relight it with more pleasure, more indulgence, more release. But it doesn't work, because libido doesn't just want freedom, it wants form, direction channel. Freud didn't say destroy the ID. He said know it, understand the beast, study its patterns, learn when it strikes, what triggers it, how it manipulates your body, your heart, your choices. Because if you don't know your own lust, she will. The women around you will. And they'll learn how to press it, poke it, bait it. Not even out of cruelty, just instinct. Because uncontrolled sexual energy isn't power, it's leverage. And if they can move your libido, they can move your life. You're not leading, you're being led. By parts of you that feel good, but leave you hollow. By parts of you that keep you chasing, but never arriving. By fantasies that never turn into anything solid, because you spend the building blocks in the act of dreaming. You were given this energy to create, but you leak it like it's disposable. And then you wonder why your work doesn't feel alive, why your goals stall, why your conversations feel numb, why your woman looks at you and sees a boy trying to feel something, not a man holding ground. Your libido is your life force, and if you keep spending it without purpose, don't be surprised when your life reflects that. You weren't born to chase pleasure. You were born to command it. You've tried to white-knuckle it, ignore it, bury it, push it down and call that discipline. You've told yourself that denying your desire makes you strong, that if you just say no hard enough, long enough, the hunger will leave you. It doesn't. It waits. It waits beneath your skin like heat behind glass, building pressure. And eventually, it finds a crack, a moment, a night you weren't prepared for, and it explodes, uglier, more desperate, more reckless than ever. Because repression doesn't kill libido, it distorts it. It makes it sneakier, it makes it hungrier, it makes it shameful. Freud knew this. He knew that every suppressed desire doesn't vanish, it mutates. It builds tension inside you like poison in a sealed barrel. It shows up in ways you don't expect. Anxiety, guilt, emotional chaos, rage, addiction. Fantasies that take you further from yourself instead of deeper into it. Because you don't kill libido by hiding it. You master it by integrating it. You bring it to the surface and face it, not like a priest terrified of sin, but like a warrior studying his weapon. You know when it calls. You learn how it speaks. You stop lying to yourself about what it wants. Because when you lie to yourself, others can lie to you too. That's why the nice guy breaks. That's why the soft man snaps. He thinks he's good because he's tame. But he's not tame. He's hiding. He's repressing the fire instead of mastering it. And fire always finds a way out. Freud saw that civilization itself depended on this internal war. The pull between the raw, primal drive and the controlled higher version of man who uses that drive for something beyond just release. You think mastering libido means living less, but it means living deeper. It means choosing where your energy goes, rather than leaking it into distraction. It means you don't have to avoid temptation, you outgrow it, because your mission is louder, your vision is sharper, your self-respect is stronger than your urges. You don't collapse under your hunger, you command it, because you've walked through the fire of your own craving and come out clean, not empty. That's not shame, that's power. And power doesn't come from saying no. It comes from saying yes, intentionally, deliberately, to the right things, at the right time, for the right reasons. That's what a man does. Not hide, not suppress, own. They don't need chains to control you anymore. They've figured out something cleaner, something quieter, something you'll even pay for. Your own libido. They don't kill your masculinity, they hijack it. Not with violence, not with law, but with dopamine, with screens, with pixels that mimic connection but drain your edge, with women made into product, with your desire turned into a market. You think porn is just entertainment. It's architecture. It's rewiring your brain, teaching you to chase images, not intimacy, making you comfortable with a life where stimulation replaces substance, where you don't build, you scroll, where your hunger is triggered endlessly but never fulfilled. That's not by accident. Freud said your libido is not just for pleasure. It's the root of your drive, your vitality, your ambition, your will to shape the world. So what happens when that force gets looped into endless consumption? You stop fighting, you stop building, you stop seeing clearly. You're not tired because you worked hard. You're tired because you've been drained, bled out by 1,000 minor indulgences that feel like rest but leave you numb. And here's the kicker. They've convinced you this is normal, that it's healthy, that it's just letting off steam, that it's natural to need daily escape, even when you haven't earned exhaustion. But it's not natural, it's engineered. Because a man who's locked into his cravings is a man who won't rise. He won't start a revolution. He won't question authority. He won't lead himself, much less others. Because he's too busy chasing shadows, too busy satisfying urges that never end, too busy sedating the deeper question, what am I doing with my life? You already know the answer. You feel it when you look in the mirror and see less fire in your eyes. You feel it when another hour disappears and nothing got built. You feel it when a woman looks at you and senses your hunger isn't rooted in mission, It's floating, needy, passive. Freud wasn't a moralist. He wasn't telling you to be pure. He was warning you that if you don't integrate your libido with your higher self, someone else will use it for you. Your desire isn't evil, but untrained, it becomes your leash. And right now, they're pulling it. You tell yourself you want connection, but what you really chase is reaction. A smile, a moan, a glance, a soft tone that tells you you're still wanted. And when it disappears, when the warmth turns cold, you panic, you chase harder, you bend faster, you offer more just to get back that flicker of desire, and you call it love. But Freud would call it regression. A man crawling backward into dependence, not rising into intimacy. Because when your libido rules you, your relationships rot from the inside. You don't lead, you perform. You don't connect, you attach. You don't build love, you negotiate validation. And she feels it. She feels your eyes searching, your tone adjusting, your spine bending for approval you haven't earned. You try to be the man she wants, but you forgot that she wants the man who doesn't need to become someone else. Your libido should be your engine, but you've let it become your compass. And now every decision, every boundary, every yes or no you give, it bends around the hunger, around the fear of being alone, of being rejected, of being untouched. But here's what Freud saw, and what you must see too. When libido becomes the master, your soul becomes the slave. You'll confuse chemistry for commitment. You'll confuse lust for leadership. You'll think being wanted is the same thing as being respected. It's not. She may want your body. She may crave your attention. But if you orbit her mood like a satellite, she can't trust your direction. She'll test you, not to destroy you, but to find out if you're real, if you're grounded, if you're anchored deeper than the next kiss or the next fight. And when you're not, she loses interest, not because she's cruel, because she's wired to respond to truth. And if your entire presence is built on desire, she'll feel the hollowness, even if you hide it behind gifts, texts, sweet words, good sex. She's not leaving you because you weren't enough. She's leaving because you weren't yours. Freud's brilliance wasn't in demonizing the libido. It was in showing you where it fits. It's fuel, not foundation. Power, not purpose. And when you reverse that order, you don't just lose women. You lose your masculinity. There's a man in you who knows how to rule, not just others, himself. His hunger doesn't scare him. His urges don't command him. He doesn't flinch when tested. He doesn't shrink when she withdraws. He stands because he knows where he stands. But that man isn't built on accident. He's built in fire. Freud knew that raw energy doesn't vanish. It transforms. Sublimation. That was the word. It means your primal drive isn't meant to be erased. It's meant to be elevated. Turned from heat into creation. From lust into mission. From hunger into legacy. You think you're addicted to sex, but that's not the truth. You're addicted to distraction, to the little spike of relevance you feel when someone wants you, to the momentary escape from silence, purpose, and pressure. But pleasure doesn't make the silence go away. It just delays it. And when the rush fades, you're still there, unbuilt, unanchored, unproven. You've been sold a lie, that the more you release, the freer you become. But you don't feel free. You feel empty. Because real freedom isn't about release. It's about restraint. Power held in the palm, not spilled on the floor. Energy that builds instead of bleeds. You are not made to be a heat-seeking animal chasing approval through pleasure. You are made to forge meaning. You are made to own your energy so fiercely that nothing, not a body, not a mood, not a culture, can pull you off course. Freud wasn't trying to make you sterile. He was trying to wake you up. He saw a future where the modern man would lose himself in indulgence. And that future is now. You're in it. But you don't have to drown in it. You train. You discipline. You build edge. You build direction. And over time, your libido stops being your leash and starts being your blade. The modern world wants your fire spent on pixels, not purpose. On comfort, not command. But the path back to masculine sovereignty runs through the very thing you've avoided. Conscious control over your desire. You want to lead? Lead yourself. You want to be wanted? Be immovable first. You want to feel power again? Stop leaking it. When your libido is yours, truly yours, no one can bait you. No one can twist you. No one can sell you a lie wrapped in curves, because you've seen behind the curtain, and you didn't flinch. That's where it begins. And if this landed, if it struck a nerve deeper than motivation and closer to your truth, then stay close. Speak. Drop your thoughts below, not for applause, but for clarity. This space is for men reclaiming ground, breath by breath. Subscribe if you're walking this path. Don't forget who you're becoming and what you're walking away from. This isn't about being better. It's about being real.